Okay, Chair, over to yourself.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Live Well Scrutiny Committee on the 9th of September 2025. Before we start the meeting, I do have some housekeeping to go through. May I remind everyone present that the meeting is being live streamed as well as recorded via the internet, and this recording archived for future viewing. Could all participants please mute themselves when not speaking in order to avoid any background noise or feedback when other participants are speaking? If a participant wishes to speak, could they use the remote raise hand function? If a participant raises their hand via the remote function and is not subsequently invited to speak by the chair, please could they turn their camera on to indicate or place a message in the chat function. When invited to address by the chair, please could all participants ensure that their microphone and camera is on to ensure that they can be seen and heard when actively participating. If this is not possible for any reason, please bring this to the attention of the chair and/or Democratic Services Officer as soon as possible. Please ensure that all debate is raised verbally and not via the chat function for the sake of the recording. The chat function may be used to highlight any technical issues and/or to grab the attention of the chair or Democratic Services Officer. If any participant has difficulty hearing or being heard when they are addressing the committee, then they should let the chair know or Democratic Officer know. So please could I welcome all committee and non-committee elected members, cabinet members, our officers, and also anyone watching the live meeting broadcast. We'll go to agenda item 1, which is apologies for absence. Do we have any?
Yes, Chair. Via myself, we've had apologies from the Vice Chair, Councillor Lovelock Edwards.
Okay, I was aware of that. I wasn't sure if we'd had any others. Thank you very much. Do we have any other apologies from the room? Anybody want to give apologies on behalf of anybody else? Nope. Okay, moving on to agenda item 2, minutes of the meeting held on the 8th of July 2025. Is everybody happy with the minutes? Councillor Hennessy?
Yeah, I'm happy to approve the minutes.
Okay, can we have a seconder? Councillor Lloyd Selby?
Happy to second, Chair.
Thank you. Minutes are approved. Agenda item 3 is declarations of interest. Do we have any? Councillor Hennessy?
Yeah, I have a personal but not prejudicial interest in libraries. I have dispensation to, I've got to get this right now, to speak and vote on general matters relating to Roos Library and to speak only on matters regarding property or finances of both the Vale and the Barry Town Council.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other declarations of interest? Councillor Franks?
Thank you. Thank you. Declare, I'm not a member of this committee, but I'm going to say I am a trustee of a community library, and I have dispensation to speak, but not vote.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. Any other? Councillor Cave? Councillor Cave?
Councillor Cave, if you could activate your microphone, please.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you and we can see you, Councillor Cave. Thank you.
Lovely. It's just the Speaking at Scrutiny report that just sits under this item. I noticed this evening that page 3 still has the old committee structures for scrutiny, and it doesn't actually list the new structures. So I don't know whether, as chair, whether you know whether that's going to be rectified going forward, or there's going to be a new report about Speaking at Scrutiny.
I'll hand over to Amy for that one. She'll know for sure.
Yes, can I just clarify what you're referring to, please, Councillor Cave? There aren't any other items under the next agenda item. Are you referring to the public speaking statement?
The scrutiny participation guide, I believe.
Can I confirm with Councillor Cave, if you could activate your microphone, Councillor Cave?
Yes, I just noticed this evening that it still lists the old scrutiny structure, and I think that might be confusing for people. And I'm just wondering if so if you look at page 3.
Yes, I'm with you now. Thank you for confirming that's the guide. We do have an updated version, so I believe that's just a case of updating the hyperlink within the agenda front sheet. So I'll take that forward. Thank you.
Would you? Lovely, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, if we have no other apologies, I will move on to agenda item 4, which was the library's annual report. And I would like to introduce Jordan. If you'd like to come in, and we will, there he is, there's Jordan Force. If you'd like to come in, we will go straight to questions. Does anybody have any questions regarding this item? Any comments? Councillor Hanks.
Thanks, Chair. I haven't been to Lantwick Library in quite a long time. So when I read this, I thought I'd pay Lantwick Library a visit, and I was so impressed with everything that is going on in Lantwick Library. I'd made a little list of all the things that were on offer, like the home deliveries, the tablet loans, the warm spaces, volunteers, engagement with schools. They were doing everything, plus a lot more. There was a bank there at the time that I called. I think Lloyd's Bank were there on a pop-up desk. It was so nice to see. There was a big class of French conversation going on. That I was really impressed with what was on offer there. So I just thought I'd like to tell and report back. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hanks. I'm sure Jordan will be happy to pass that feedback on as well. Councillor Morgan.
Yes, again, just to echo that, it's a very worthwhile report to read. Just one question, what is the scope in the future for possible reintroduction of mobile libraries to the more rural areas of the Vale?
To be totally honest, I think there is scope there. It's just making sure that we can absolutely look at what that looks like and cost that out so it's effective and sustainable. I think with mobile libraries, obviously the sustainability side of it has to be fully measured, and so we can ensure that we can provide the service but not rip it off like a plaster if we're not able to sustain it for long. So I think there's a potential scope, but I think it deserves a bit more conversation and clarity around what that looks like.
Thank you, Jordan. Does that answer your question, Councillor Morgan? If you'd like to come back in.
I'm back here, I'm sorry. Yeah, that does. Just it's perhaps something with if it is going to be kept under review, and we perhaps refer it to the more isolated people in the future to see what can be done for them. But thank you for that. But again, an excellent report, and it's good to see that our libraries are in such good hands.
Thank you. Councillor Franks, I can see you are waiting, but I have committed. I will bring you in once they have spoken. Councillor Cave.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I'd just like to echo what's just been said, particularly in terms of, what a fantastic library service we have and how rich our communities are for all of the wonderful things that happen within our libraries. I think we could possibly, as has already been said, do something about outreach for our more rural communities. And one of the things that readily springs to mind is that we have cubes now popping up in our play spaces, which are self-contained sort of containers almost, with lots of play material inside. And I just wondered if our play areas could possibly, and it does obviously need some consideration, could possibly be spaces where we could have additional library resources. And that might be something we like to think about for the rural areas going forward. But yeah, I just want to echo what a fantastic report, what a fantastic service. And we should be rightfully very proud of all the things that happen in our libraries. And at this stage, really say a massive thank you to all the volunteers that make our library service as wonderful as it is. So yes, thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councillor Neil Thomas.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to echo what my fellow councillors have all been saying about the excellent service that we have got, and remind members also, I mean, it's in the report about the e-book learning, e-book borrowing rather, where people who may live in more rural areas can, if they have access to devices, can borrow books and read them in an e-format rather than physical books, and I believe this is available county-wide. You just need to contact a main library, I think, and set yourself up with it. In terms of Penarth Library, we have an excellent service here, particularly with the makerspace that we've got, which I think is also it's in Barry as well, which has been praised to high heaven by people that use it and by people who have come into to look at it and see what we're offering and take to other counties that are interested in how we're doing that. And in an anecdotal way, from my own family's point of view, that we use it quite regularly. My less than 3-year-old granddaughter loves going to the Welsh lessons on a Wednesday afternoon for little ones, Welsh classes, and her Welsh is far better than mine or any of the in our Anglo family. So all praise to the service at the moment. Thank you very much.
Councillor Hennessy.
Hello, yeah, thank you. I'd like to echo like the rest. I'm a trustee of Roos Library, and with the help of Jordan's team and everything, we've been able to do more warm spaces this year. Like Neil, do more Welsh classes and other activities. So I'd like to say thank you for this report, and can you thank your team as well, please?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'll feed that back. I really appreciate it.
Councillor Lloyd Selby.
I think we're all on a theme tonight, aren't we? Thank you very much for the report. I was really impressed with it. Councillor Thomas, just to confirm, there is a Makerspace session in Barry Library as well. That facility is available. And I just wanted to comment on how the libraries have just developed to become such critical hubs within our community. I particularly wanted to highlight the fact that Barry Library hosts the Barry Repair shop, so Barry Repair Cafe. So the first Saturday of every month, you can go along, and there's a wonderful team of volunteers there who will repair all sorts of things. I've made use of it myself for a much loved childhood toy that had seen better days, and he came away restored. But if you go there on the first Saturday of every month, you'll see an amazing team of volunteers who are being hosted by our libraries to ensure that local people are able to come and get their repairs done. So thank you to the library teams for being so flexible and ensuring that our libraries are doing so much more than enabling people to borrow books, as invaluable as that is.
Councillor Cave, I can see your hand is still raised. Is that a legacy hand, or are you looking to come back in? Oh, it's gone. Oh, yeah, it's gone. Councillor Hanks.
Thanks, Chair. Just another point. I was just going to ask Jordan, when I was in the library, they mentioned the fact that they might be putting blood pressure machines in, because I don't know if you go to the doctors these days, they suggest you buy one. And they were saying down in the library that they were hoping to have a bit of training and people could borrow the blood pressure machines. Is that right, Jordan?
It is, and it's a really exciting development for us. So in partnership with Cardiff and Vale Health Boards, we have 180 blood pressure monitors that will be going into all of our 9 libraries across the service. They'll be able to be loaned like we do our books over a 3-week period, and they come with booklets, help guides to be able to monitor your blood pressure at home. So again, it supports our health and well-being, but also it provides an opportunity where money does not need to be thought about to be able to monitor your health as well. So we're very excited about that. We're looking forward to being able to launch this within the winter time as part of our warm spaces and some of the health and wellbeing activities that we'll be offering across the service.
Excellent, thank you.
There is.
Okay, I do have a question, but I want to ask first, are there any other committee members that would like to speak? I don't see that. A committee happy for me to bring in Councillor Franks?
Chair, Councillor Burnett has her hand up.
Oh, sorry, I didn't notice that. Councillor Burnett, are you looking to answer that previous question?
No, I was just going to make a couple of comments. I'm happy to wait.
Okay, thank you. I see no dissension to bringing in Councillor Franks, so I will now ask Councillor Franks to join.
Thank you. Just to remind members, I'm a trustee of the Dinas Powys Community Library, and like I think all the community libraries, we are thriving. The libraries are a great success. My library is able to offer a range of activities. There are a lot of outside organisations that are based in the library now, and you may be interested to learn that we have in excess of 60 volunteers who do a range of activities, issuing the books, operating the cafe, and an awful lot of other things that sometimes aren't noticed. We have an excellent relationship with Jordan and Phil Gucci, the peripatetic librarian. So that's very good. And recently we've welcomed the CAB, the police, and we have MP surgeries in the building. I'd like to welcome the entire committee to our autumn fair on Saturday. Lovely crafts and plants, bargains for Christmas. I've got to highlight the fact that we have to be self-funding for most things, and that it can be a bit overwhelming in terms of maintenance and repair, but we cope. So the message is you're all very welcome on Saturday. We want to do more, and we're willing to support initiatives of the County Council at every opportunity. Thank you, Chair and colleagues.
Thank you, Councillor Franks. Councillor Burnett.
Thank you, Chair. It's absolutely brilliant to hear so much praise, but very well deserved praise for our library service. And this is a story that goes back till about 2012, 2013, when there was a need to look at the service provision, and that's when the then cabinet member Stuart Egan came forward with the proposal for community libraries, and it was difficult because nobody likes change, but we can look now and say what an amazing offer that has provided to our smaller communities, an offer that is much more tailored to their needs. And in doing so, the larger libraries, the four larger libraries, have been able to diversify their services. And I think, when we talk about innovation, our library service is just continues to move forward with the whole massive range, not just limited to books or whatever. And I can remember one elderly lady telling me she was absolutely delighted on one occasion. She said, I go in there, she said, and they tell me that I can have tea and coffee, and if I bring a hot water bottle, they'll fill it up so I can stay nice and cosy. And the way that she felt totally cared for by the library staff, that was in Barry Library. So we can move forward. I agree with Councillor Cave. It would be nice if we could get out closer to our communities. It was another thing that Councillor Egan did look at in terms of what were the possible models for continuing the mobile library. And we had conversations with town and community councils, but at that point, they didn't feel that working together on that was for them. And that was when austerity was just kicking in and there was not the funding to do it. But I think the other side of it is the book delivery services that are on offer. And sometimes if people can't get out and about, to have a bag of books delivered to them, normally tailored by our librarians for them, as they get to know them, have a chat with the volunteers, etc. That actually can be just as good, if not a better option. So I'll probably get an opportunity when it comes back to cabinet, but certainly I would like to give my huge thanks for the way in which our library staff have been so open-minded and so innovative in taking the model forward. And I totally concur with the First Minister saying it must be the best library in Wales when she visited Barry Library. So just thank you to all for me.
Thank you, Councillor Burnett. Okay, so I do have a question regarding this, and it's regarding the digital services that we offer, the tablet loan, the Wi-Fi, etc. Now, I've been hearing quite a bit about this since 2017 when I was on Homes and Safe. I'm just looking at how well used that is now, because I realise there may have been a bit of a drop in usage. Could you tell me how many people, not exactly how many, but is there more uptake now, or is it recovering? You're muted, Jordan.
Apologies, thank you.
No
so we've recently relaunched our digital iPads, so our loan scheme or tablet loan scheme at the libraries. As from our perspective, it had dipped and it needed a bit more love and care. So of recent, we have trained up all of our staff, or a majority of our staff across our branches, to be able to manage our iPads, manage our tablets, on how to reset them, how to use them, but also how to showcase and support our digital champions on how to support our customers coming through. So the relaunch has recently happened. We haven't seen a massive influx of people coming through the doors, but as part of our health and wellbeing activities that are going through now into the winter, we're going to be showcasing them more and showing people how to use them, how to be able to loan them out, and hopefully we're going to see more people utilising that service. Alongside that, we have also, with the Good Things Foundation, received a number of SIM cards that are data SIMs. So it means then that we can support those that are suffering from digital poverty or digital exclusion, to be able to support them to have these opportunities to connect via Wi-Fi, 3G, 4G, etc. So there's lots of work ongoing, and that's going to continue to develop, especially through that health and wellbeing series over the next couple of months. But hopefully we're going to start to see that as being a real cornerstone of what we offer here at the library service.
Thank you, Jordan. Yeah, I heard there'd been a dip. It's good to see it's being relaunched. I'd like to make a recommendation if I can. I'd like to make a recommendation that the Library Services / Council promote this scheme as much as they possibly can. We're spending a lot of money on these tablets. We'd like them to be used. We don't want anybody to be excluded because they can't use these things. So I'd like to see it publicised a bit more and promoted a bit more. A committee happy to accept that as a recommendation?
I'm very happy to accept that.
Can I have a seconder, please?
Yeah, Millie, I'm happy to second it. I was also going to add that back in 2017 in Homes and Safer Communities, there was a problem with the tablets in the fact that they weren't cleaned or wiped. They were taking considerable time to get them back in the system. And I was asking in Lantwick the other day, and it takes an hour now to clean them and get them ready for the next person. So that's a huge step forward. But again, they weren't hugely being used. But I think, yes, so I would say I would definitely recommend what your suggestion or second your recommendations. All right.
Thank you, Councillor Hanks. I think Amy will probably put it in much prettier wording than I did. But I think that's passing. Is it not, Amy? That recommendation is going to go through. We've got it seconded.
Yes, Chair, that's correct. Yes, I have noted it for you.
Okay, thank you. Right. So, do we have anybody else who would like to comment or make recommendations on this report? Trevor?
If you'll indulge me for just 1 second, I just wanted to make one comment. So for those who don't know, I'm the head of service for strategy, community learning and resources, which includes the library service. And I just wanted to express my thanks to all of the volunteers who support our library service. We have over 170 volunteers who've contributed to about 23,000 hours worth of programming across our libraries. You know, our corporate value, stronger communities with a bright future, that really does make a huge difference in terms of what we are able to support and how we're able to grow. And I'm reminded, for example, you know, through the partnerships with our community libraries and the support we received with St. Athan, with the fire we had at our school, that being a local hub several months ago, the work that we're able to deliver in terms of some of the events, the contributors towards raising funds for our libraries, that genuinely does make a difference. So just wanted to take the opportunity to thank those volunteers who've contributed. And also just to recognize our staff in the library service. As with all of the other services across the council, it is a challenging environment at the moment, but you know, Jordan and I are really proud of the library staff and what they've been able to achieve given those challenges. And you know, you've all made comments reflecting that today. So just to say thank you for that, and just to recognize those staff and volunteers. Thank you.
Thank you, Trevor. I also would like to thank the staff and the volunteers and everybody who's worked in the libraries and also on this report. So we couldn't do it without the volunteers. I know that there's so many library services that would be cut or libraries closed if we didn't have the volunteers. They are such an integral part. So thank you. Okay, so there are no other people wishing to speak. So the recommendations, apart from the one that I've put forward, are that the progress and outcomes as set in the library's annual report be endorsed, and that the second recommendation there is that the report be referred to Cabinet along with any recommendations of the Live Well Scrutiny Committee for consideration. Amy?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, just to comment that obviously we have a single recommendation that's been raised from yourself, which will be noted and included within the wording for the current recommendation 2. that you have before you.
Yes.
Also, Chair, you did ask me to mention to you, as discussed at the agenda conference, that you may wish to raise a recommendation to receive this report via the For Information scrutiny reporting process. So I just wanted to remind you of that. You're welcome.
Thank you for reminding me. That had slipped my mind. Okay, so, right, so, Amy, can you just repeat that recommendation for me? It's gone straight out my head already. I do apologise.
That's okay, Jen. Not at all. Sorry, I've interrupted your flow there with the recommendations, haven't I? So at the agenda conference, you raised the recommendation that any future iterations of the report be received by committee members via the For Information scrutiny reporting process, rather than to the committee meeting.
Yes, I did. Yes, thank you. Would committee be happy to support that? If so, can I have somebody tell me yes? Councillor Hanks?
Yeah, happy to support that. Comes through on the information on the member net.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So I will second that. Okay. So committee Councillor Lloyd Selby?
Apologies, Chair, I meant to put my hand up first. It's just, I raised this issue at the previous committee meeting, Chair, and I would just ask for your consideration as Chair. I absolutely take the point that you assume that councillors have read reports that come before committee, and I think that's entirely right and proper. But I made the point at the last committee meeting that I think for members of the public who are joining us who may not have had the opportunity to read in detail the reports that are before us, I do think it's helpful if there is a summary or a presentation from officers to facilitate that engagement. So I just want to make that point again this evening, Chair, for your consideration. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Thomas?
Yeah, I support Councillor Lloyd Selby's comments there. I think that the idea that we sail straight into this, having read the reports and so forth, I mean, is quite right. But on the other hand, the public may well not know what we're talking about if we don't get a brief. It doesn't need to be like a 20-minute presentation or anything like that. It can be a very brief 5-10 minutes background to what we are then discussing. So I would support Councillor Lloyd Selby's suggestion.
Amy, if you'd like to come in, we have discussed this amongst ourselves, haven't we? So if you'd like to come in, Amy.
Yes, Chair, I was just going to say that we can certainly, I'll add that to your agenda for your next agenda conference to discuss further, Chair. But obviously to highlight that there is an executive summary provided with our corporate reports, and therefore it could be something that we need to look at in terms of maybe providing the executive summary. And that could be produced by yourself, Chair, or the officer involved. But I'll certainly add it to your agenda conference agenda, Chair, for further discussion.
Okay, thank you, Amy. So are committee happy to go with the recommendations that have been put forward today, the two in the report, the one I put forward, and the one of the this report be coming in through other forms? Councillor Thomas?
Yeah, just before we move to that, that includes, therefore, the idea that if there are items within the advisory reports that we wish to bring up at committee, then then there is space and time for that to happen, right?
Apologies, members, if anyone can hear me. It's Liz from Democratic Services here, just letting you know there is a slight technical issue at the moment that we are trying to resolve, if you can bear with us.